Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and I'm very excited to introduce my new Legacy Story Challenge, Love Your Land. I was the first person to ever complete a Legacy way back in the Sims 2 base game only, October 2004. I still remember the founder's name, Desiree Dynasty. All the heirs and spares had names beginning with a D. I really rushed through that challenge and I didn't enjoy the ride. And until early last year, I had never completed another in any Sims game. Why? Because by the 5th generation or so, the families are so well equipped that they run like well-oiled machines and they become boring to me. But with world aging and neighborhood story progression, which is actually now a mod for TS2, yay, it is feasible to do more progressive legacies in which each generation has a new home and a new story and new goals. This is why I love the story challenges. I love to build. I love starting a family. So with each generation, there's new challenges. And after completing the Not So Berry and continuing that family on my YouTube channel as the Extreme Not So Berry Whimsy Stories Challenge, I really wanted something for my own enjoyment. So I thought I should create my own legacy story. Then I realized I already had. That legacy that I did last year was actually a trial run for my Extreme 100 Baby Challenge. I just needed to flesh out the goals for the lot challenges and to make sure that living with them all simultaneously was feasible. It is. If you've been watching, you'll know that Rhea was living in the 19th century until episode 18 when I added Eco Lifestyle. I genuinely didn't want that EP, but now I find it's one of the most interesting ones created. Anyway, out of that came the Love Your Land legacy story. Now, the only packs you absolutely must have for this storyline are City Living, Eco Lifestyle, Jungle Adventure, Cottage Living, and the new pack Horse Ranch. There are side goals from Paranormal Stuff Pack and High School Years, and if you don't have any of those packs, just ignore them or create different goals to go along with it. There are two ways to play this legacy. The first is exactly as written with 1 or 2 lot challenges per generation. And once the goals are completed in that generation, you may release them, turn them off, and for the remainder of your time on that lot. The second is to activate all the lot challenges in generation 1, and each generation may only release the challenges associated with that generation. After they release their challenge, it is released for the rest of the legacy. So Generation 1 has all 13, G2 has everything but Volcanic Activity, so on and so forth. Regarding traits, you may choose the 3rd lot trait or roll for it. Gnomes may not be chosen, and these traits are not changeable for that generation. Likewise, you may choose your founder and heirs 3rd traits or roll. All non-heirs and aspirations must be rolled. And now that there's sexuality, you may choose a roll. I roll 1 to 11 with 6 being gay and 5 and 7 being bisexual. Spouses and partners may be retraded to fit the story, but you must use the retrading potion to do so. There's no need to be static in an aspiration. I don't enjoy some of the aspirations and there's a lot of downtime while pursuing them. So I prefer to think of TS4 aspirations as hobbies or goals, unlike TS2 aspirations, which are much more overarching driving forces. Collect all those satisfaction points that you can. The purpose of this story is to enjoy the ride and let the story unfold before you. No money cheats are allowed other than starting generation 1 with no money, but you may move money forward from one generation to the next. You will really want to continue doing this as the last generation must complete the Mansion Baron aspiration. No cheats other than those to fix glitches or building cheats. Nothing that makes gameplay easier. However, any in-game mood trainers and skill accelerators are fair game. Generation 1, Island Dreams. You are an orphan teen in an island culture. The adults of the island generally look after you. They drop by with food if they think you've been missing meals. As long as you seem okay, they leave you be. You found a quiet beach to make camp on and decided that this was the perfect place to plant your roots. You have a deep connection to the island that is actually spiritual and can't imagine anywhere else in the world to live. However, the tourists and some less connected islanders have soiled the water and beaches. You have dedicated your life to keeping your beloved island clean and beautiful. Your primary goal in life is to leave the world better than you found it. An island hut is all you need, as well as a garden that provides the abundance of Sulani. You really have no ambitions to see the world beyond the ocean, but want to know everything about the ocean. Life on the island can be lonesome, so a like-minded partner keeps you company and cheers your efforts. You raise your small family with principles of self-sufficiency, conservation, and frugality. It is your hope that they go forward and make similar efforts wherever the spirits take them. So for this generation, the lot challenge is volcanic activity. Lot traits are oceanic paradise and island spirits. You must live on Key Point, Mua Palem, Sulani. Start as a teen with no money. You can either use Money X or exit to the main menu and start the Making Money scenario. Have a Child of the Island and Child of the Ocean traits. Reach the top of the conservationist career. Complete the beach life aspiration. Complete the seashells collection. Marry either an islander or merfolk. Never leave Sulani for any reason. Summon the island elementals once a week to be judged, and the air cannot be merfolk. Generation 2, Pollution Jungle. Your parents raised you to love and respect nature, but you didn't have the same ties to the island that they had. You longed to explore the world beyond the ocean and see great industrial cities. However, once you got there, you discovered that the grass is indeed greener in Sulani. You are shocked by the pollution more than the occasional litter that your parents taught you to clean. The air is almost brown here, and you certainly wouldn't want to swim in the waters of the harbor. So you did what any environmentally conscious sim would do. You moved into the heart of the problem with a plan. Fortunately, as a teen, you had a job in construction, so you were aware of what you were in for, at least to an extent. You build a home with the smallest eco footprint you can imagine while still being stylish and comfortable. Since it's not year-round summer in Evergreen Harbor, a misnomer if ever you'd heard one, you know you'll have to prepare for real winter. You've read books, you hope you haven't bitten off more than you can chew. Meanwhile, you start looking for that special someone to share your shipping containers with. This sim appreciates beauty in the ordinary and doesn't want a lavish lifestyle, but they want to support your need to positively impact the world around you and want to help you succeed. It's a big project, but Port Promise deserves to be better than it currently is. So the lot challenge is to reduce and recycle. The traits are Eco-Lot, Geothermal. You must live in the shipping views, Port Promise, Evergreen Harbor. Have the Green Fiend and Recycle Disciple traits. Complete the Eco-Innovator aspiration. Reach the top of the Manual Laborer career as a teen and reach the top of the Civil Designer career as an adult. And get Port Promise to a green eco footprint. Generation 3, Pounding the Pavement. Sorry, the graphic didn't work quite as well on this slide. Everything your parents touched turned into beauty, whether it was their garden, any creative endeavors, or even the world around them. Yes, they were that couple. They led a quiet, unassuming life, but were very impactful. Everyone in Port Promise knew them and respected them. After all, it was their efforts that turned the neighborhood from an abandoned shipping yard to the pristine community abundant with greenery that you have always known and loved. But your parents are, for want of a better word, hippies. You love them and they love you, but you really don't understand why they seem so satisfied with the quiet life they have carved out for themselves. You yearn for bright lights and glamour. They did teach you to try new experiences, and in your mind that means trying all sorts of food. Food is your passion. You love the flavors and the textures of different cuisines. The best food scene is easily in San Myshuno. It has the best restaurants and street food. It also celebrates some of the best international cuisine known to Sims. While you are very capable in the kitchen, you really don't want to spend your life in one. You'd rather just write about it. Who knows where in the world your passion will take you. After a night of a different sort of passion in a far-off land, you find yourself in a new role. parent. While this was not in your plans, you welcome your child and show them the world through your lens, sometimes leaving them with your parents for a weekend. Parenthood is not natural to you, but you had great role models. You give your child every toy and experience you can imagine. You got this. Lot Challenge Grody. Lot traits, natural light, home studio. Live anywhere in San Myshuno. Have the snob and foodie traits. Reach the top of the barista career as a teen. Top of the food career, critic career. Complete the painter extraordinaire aspiration. Complete the snow globe collection. And attend all world festivals and fairs for the food. Never marry. Have only one child. Now, if your sim can't get pregnant, have them impregnate another sim and add the baby in the household via the neighborhood manager after its birth. And you may have or adopt another child when Generation 4 is ready to leave the nest, so there's someone to leave the home to, but this is not somebody you'll actually play. And also you need to throw one dinner party a week. Generation 4, Suburban Peace. Let's face it, you were raised by your nanny more than your parent. Your weekend visits to your grandparents' place in Port Promise were the highlight of your childhood. You loved spending time here. It's not that to say that your parent didn't love you, but you never really felt connected. You long for a cozy home life. The partnership you saw in your grandparents is your relationship goal. However, being carted all over the world, your parent did instill in you a love for food. You are creative in the kitchen and love to feed others. You are a true believer that the kitchen is the heart of the home. Food is your profession, but you have a good work-life balance. At the end of the day, you leave your restaurant and dedicate yourself to your family. Holidays are family days and you take them seriously. You are deeply connected to your children and encourage them to follow their dreams. You are more concerned with happy, well-adjusted children than having the world think you are the perfect parent. Keeping your home pristine seems like a constant challenge in a large, chaotic family, but you relish it. So the Lot Challenge is filthy. The Lot traits are homey and chef's kitchen. You must live in any suburban world of your choosing, have vegetarian and neat traits, reach the top of the fast food employee career as a teen, and reach the top of the culinary career as an adult. Complete the master chef aspiration, have at least 4 children, always cook together with family or friends, and make the most of every holiday. Generation 5, Skyline Views. Your parents were perfect. Perfect relationship, perfect careers, and they raised perfect kids. Even the holidays were perfect. The over-the-top decorations looked like they belonged on HGTV. Of course, having a world-famous chef in the house meant the eating was good. You know your way around the kitchen, but you don't have any desire to continue that particular family tradition. It's the age of the geek, baby. You've always been fascinated by all things tech. You love to be hands-on. You're the best programmer, but also everything in your home is peak function. You keep everything in good repair yourself. You spend your 20s and early 30s building your career. Only once you've reached the top do you think it's time to find someone to share your life with. Of course, shared interests and goals goes a long way. You first saw your special someone across a crowded tarmac at GeekCon. It may have been love at first cosplay. You and your partner agree that a small family is the best for the two of you. You certainly want your kids to be happy. You don't think you could ever be the parent your parents were, but you did learn a thing or two. Home life is filled with family game nights and working on that rocket ship. You teach your kids to reach for the stars, either figuratively or literally. So the Lot challenges are off the grid and gremlins. Lot traits are science lair, peace and quiet. You must live in the Fountain View penthouse of San Myshuno. And I will say that I do actually have one that you can use for this that was equipped to do everything you need it to do. Have the geek and genius traits, top the high school years video gamer streamer career as a teen, top the tech guru career, complete the nerd brain aspiration, complete the computer whiz aspiration, and complete the Space Print collection. And you must go to GeekCon every week, or every 2 weeks, I should say, even if you must take off work. Generation 6, Grand Ambitions. Growing up in the penthouse was cool, and your parents certainly did make sure that you had the best of everything. You were well connected to your grandparents who taught you that family life was what mattered most. Working in retail as a teen, you discovered an innate ability to convince people to buy things they didn't need. The next logical step was to enter a life of politics. Of course, you decided to run on the family sim ticket. Your family is picture perfect, down to the partner who was your high school sweetheart. You and your partner focus on keeping every public appearance completely flawless, not even an eyelash out of place. Any imperfection is carefully concealed from the public eye. No one knows what happens behind closed doors. Free time is spent touring the world and meeting people to support your career. Sure, you visit your ancestral homes and connect with the little people that way. Every sim you meet is a constituent. Every vote counts. Everything you do has a purpose. You are focused and driven, and you aim to instill those values in your children. The rogue teenager might be a problem, though. The lot challenge, cursed. Lot traits, convivial and good schools. Have outgoing and ambitious traits. Reach the top of the retail employee career as a teen, reach the top of the political career as an adult, and complete the successful lineage aspiration. Generation 7, public and private. Being the child of the leader of the free world was daunting, to say the least. Even though your parents protected the family's privacy, you were always on display. Everything you did was either praised or criticized, nothing in between. Your parents schlepped you across the globe pursuing perfection. You loved them, but you hated it. When you could finally call your own shots, you decided a private life was the way to go. You found a way you could capitalize on your family's fame while still basically spending time alone. You've become an internet star. People hang on your every post. Life is good on the D-list of celebrities. That's not to say you want to be isolated and alone. You are looking for the best partner for yourself. You don't object to the traditional marriage thing, but it's just so expected of you. You decided you would only marry if your love proposes, or if there's a financial incentive. Either way, it's low on your list of priorities. You and your partner decided to raise your children to be mavericks. You're excited to watch them go their own way. The lot challenge is Quake Zone. The lot traits are fast internet and private dwelling. You must have the erratic and creative traits, top the high school years Simfluencer career as a teen, reach the top of the social media career, complete friend of the world aspiration, and complete the postcards collection. Generation 8, Adventure Archaeologists. Since your parents kept close guard on their privacy, growing up isolated from everyone made you dive into movies, games, and books. You were obsessed with Indiana Jones and Lara Croft. You spend your time studying archaeology and going on your own adventures, which help you pick up some pocket money as you explore your ancestors' homelands. After high school, you pursue your dream and head to Selva Dorada to become an adventure archaeologist. There you find the love of your life, and together you explore the history, culture, and ruins of Selva Dorada. Together you decide to put off children until your 30s because it's not practical raising babies while avoiding potentially deadly traps and poisons. You earn money in whatever way you can that doesn't actually involve being employed by someone else. Once the kids arrive, you continue your obsession by authenticating artifacts from museums from all over the world. You enjoy family life and holidays with your spouse and kids. You dive into culture and take your kids to Selva Dorada often so they have connection to their other parents' culture. Family time consists of spending quiet afternoons fishing and reading together. You encourage your children to pursue non-traditional vocations because you found you could indeed make a living from your passion, and you really want them to have a passion of their own. However, because your spouse is from Selva Dorada, family life is extremely traditional. So the lot challenge is creepy crawlies. The lot traits are bracing breezes and sunny aspect, and your sim is to have the active and art lover traits. Live in Selva Dorada full time during young adulthood and marry a local. Now remember to go to the vacation lot before sending your sim there, since you can't adjust the lot once you arrive, and no, you may not use bb.enable free build. Travel there immediately upon arrival to your lot, and travel back as soon as you return to your home base throughout your young adulthood. You can travel back and forth as often as you want. Home base lot as well as the vacation lot must all have the same challenges and traits. You must complete the scouting career as a teen if you have seasons installed. Complete 5 Sulani-based odd jobs as a teen and have a 5-star overall rating. Complete the archaeology aspiration, complete the jungle explorer aspiration, and complete the fish collection. Don't have children until adulthood, returning to Selva Dorada every weekend from 4 p.m. Friday until 6 a.m. Monday. Now the teen heir may either stay home to go to their lifeguard job, or you can send them home and then bring them back. Generation 9, Paranormal Home Life. Growing up surrounded by creepy artifacts really spurred on your fascination for the macabre. Skulls and skeletons around the house made death and dying rather normal in your world. Your teenage peers thought you were a weirdo, but you were merely more aware of the supernatural world than most. When you saw a haunted house on the market, you leapt at the opportunity. You found yourself surrounded by spirits and specters, the likes of which you had never imagined. Even though you had always found romance hard, it was easy in your home with the ghosts who were always visiting. You found yourself in love with a very non-traditional partner. Breaking it to your parents was not going to be easy. Of course, with a spouse that was not exactly alive, you had to pursue other methods of parenthood. You explore other ideas and decide upon adoption. Raising your children in a haunted house seemed perfectly natural to you. After all, you were not exactly raised in a typical home. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so the lot challenge is spooky. If you have paranormal installed, you must activate this as a haunted house residential. This is the only generation in which haunted house residential must be activated if you're playing it progressively. The lot traits are romantic aura and child's play. Your sim is to have unflirty and gloomy traits. Live in either Forgotten Hollow, Glimmerbrook, or Moonwood Mill if you have any of those packs. Complete the party animal aspiration. Reach the top of the lifeguard career as a teen. Be in the paranormal investigator freelancer career. If you don't have paranormal stuff pack, ignore this and complete the career of your choosing. Marry a ghost, either Temperance or Guidry, and you do actually have to cheat to marry Guidry, or marry another occult. Adopt 4 children. A science baby would be okay, but they would not technically be the child of the ghost, so adoption is better. Generation 10, Country Refuge. Quick side note. I actually wrote most of this back in December before Horse Ranch was a blip on the radar, and fortunately Horse Ranch fit right into Generation 10 as it was released literally as I was ready to start Generation 10. Okay, so here we go. Growing up in a haunted house was traumatic for you and your siblings. Your parents loved you, all of you unconditionally, but they were definitely different. You longed for normalcy and peace. You chose the most peaceful occupation you could imagine, farming. Everything in your world is chosen to soothe your soul. You opened your home to any of your siblings who are seeking the same peace. You work the farm together and all contribute in your own way. Early mornings and golden sunsets are your daily routine. Riding your rescued steed through the countryside is the best part of your day. Your desire to have a family is minimal but not non-existent. You continued working the daycare job you had as a teen because you do enjoy children. You're just not sure if you're ready to raise children. Raising horses has its own rewards. Maybe late in life, a child will come into your world to continue your legacy. In the meantime, you'll ride off into the sunset. Okay, so the lot challenges are simple living, wild foxes, and wild prairie grasses. The lot traits are homey and great soil. Live anywhere in Henford-on-Bagley, preferably the 40 by 50 or 64 by 64 lot. And I will say that you could even choose the horse ranch world if you want. Have animal enthusiast and lactose intolerant traits. Reach the top of the babysitter career as a teen, and you'll work that throughout your adulthood. Rescue an at-risk foal. That means a rescue foal. Complete the mansion baron aspiration, complete the country caretaker aspiration, and complete the championship rider aspiration. And because there are 3 aspirational goals, they can be split over 2 or more sims if necessary. And also maximize the gardening skill. All income comes from what you make or grow on the lot. So that's it, folks. That's my new legacy, Love Your Land. I look forward to seeing anything that you decide to do with this play. I really enjoyed my own playthrough. I played it through 100% before I finally released it. And that's all I have to say. I hope to see you soon in the pixelated world. Please like and subscribe. VK out.